Hi friends, this is Myra with Vial Designs, and in today's video I'm showing you my bullet journal setup for memory keeping this February, and we're gonna dive right in with the cover page. Throughout the whole setup I'm going to be doing love inspired doodles, which is the theme for this month doodling guide inside my Patreon. So if you would like to do any of the doodles that I'm doing throughout this setup, I'm gonna add the link to my Patreon where I have a step-by-step guide printables for all the doodles that you see here, as well as lettering practice worksheets to help you with your setup or with your creative practice. I'm gonna add all the links to the description down below. The notebook I'm using is a dark gray journal from Arching and Novelist, and I'm using the Sharpie Roller 05. For the coloring part, I'm using these Ohuhu color markers, and I'm going for a pinkish pastel vibe, and at this point I'm not sure how I'm going to do the lettering, so that's why I've grabbed this red color. Now, one tip that you can do before you actually start coloring, make sure you swatch the colors on a scrap piece of paper. This is very important because sometimes the actual color of the marker is different than the tab. You'll be surprised of how different the colors are, so always before you start coloring, do a quick swatch. Now, I don't have all the colors of this Ohuhu marker, so that's why I'm grabbing my Tombow dual brush in this soft lilac. And actually this set comes with a swatch card, I just haven't gotten around to it. I will probably get to it at some point, but in case you're curious, for the envelope I'm using the Fruit Ink 103, and I also have a discount code that you can use at the Ohuhu store, so you can save 10%. I'm gonna add it here in the screen and on the description as well. To color the heart, I'm using the Tombow dual brush pen number 620, and for the paper I'm using the powder pink number 10. Now, the February I did Faux calligraphy to do this part, and I originally colored with the pink pen, but I felt like it didn't stand out as I wanted to in the page, so that's why I use the carmine number 17. And to make the February lettering stand out a little bit more, I decided to add shadows with the Pentel brush sign pen. To finish this cover page, I added some lines and dots to add more details to the envelope. Moving on, the next page that I do in my bullet journal setup is the highlights page. As I mentioned before, I'm using my bullet journal more for like memory keeping instead of an actual planner. So at the end of the month, what I do is I print little pictures, and that's why you see the squares here, and I write the highlights of the month. I write about the pictures and everything that made the month memorable. The other thing that I like to do is the currently spread, which in here at the end of the month I also record, or throughout the month really, I record whatever I'm reading, watching, and loving, and whatever I'm proud of or whatever I'm listening to throughout the month. I just think it's fun to look back and see where your mind is at any given time during the year, and I really love this spread. Actually, I wanted to add other things in the currently. So if you have something that you like to record every month, let me know in the comments, and because I want to add something else to the spread, I just don't quite know what is it that I'm looking for. So I'm keeping the lettering consistent, coloring with the same red carmine number 17, and adding the highlights with the Pentel brush pen. Also, I decided to add these highlights to the squares because, like I mentioned, this is where I'm gonna be adding the pictures. And I'm going to color all the little doodles that I did. Now, one fun thing that I like to do is to add lines to the squares that I do for each category. I just think it makes it look even better. Moving on to the last page, and probably my favorite in this press is the doodle page. So at the end of the month, I try to add a doodle page because I'm using my bullet journal not only as memory keeping, but also I want to keep up with my creativity. You know, we can get so busy, but I want to stay creative. So this is the time that I devote to myself to keep up with my creativity. And I know a lot of people say, oh, I never have time for that, but in reality, we make time for the things that we want to do. That's just it. And so that's why I'm making time for my creativity, and that's why I like to add doodles. Now, one thing that makes it easier for me is the printables that I have, which I created and they're available in my Patreon. So each printable goes step by step to tell you exactly how to make all the doodles that I did here. Now, if you don't have the time to sketch these doodles from the beginning, I also have the printable so you can color them. Either way, you're still being creative. Coloring is so relaxing and so calming as well. I'll add the link to my Patreon where you can access these printables. This is actually a bonus page because after I did all the doodles together like this, I asked my Patreon members if they wanted a printable of all the doodles of the month combined like this. They say yes, so of course I have to create a printable on this. If this is something that maybe you want to add to your planner or just to have a coloring page for the month, be sure to check the link in the description for my Patreon membership. If you like this video so far and got some inspiration from it, I would love it if you can hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, because that will tell YouTube that you like this video and then it will show it to more lettering enthusiasts just like you. I create videos on doodling and lettering, so that is a free way to support my channel so that I can continue creating videos just like this one. And I know I've been talking about my Patreon a lot, but I'm really excited of how the printables turned out this month and the previous months also. So if you wanna doodle cute things and also learn about calligraphy or improve your hand lettering for your bullet journal or planner, I welcome you to the membership, because every month I create doodling printables, coloring pages, and also hand lettering and calligraphy practice worksheets. I would love to have you inside my Patreon membership. Be sure to check the link in the description. I absolutely love how this page turned out. It was so much fun doodling and coloring. Here is a flip through of the bullet journal setup for February. The cover page, the highlights page, the currently page, and my favorite, the doodling page. And if you like more hand lettering ideas for your bullet journal or planner, be sure to check out this video.